Hi, it's Chantal here. and I'm going to be sharing with you today a little bit about my story. I thought it would be a good way to start, which is at the very beginning, as Jason recognized that I am from South Africa. So I'm going to share that with you. Am I able to share my screen? Yes, I am.
You certainly are.
Cool bananas. I got the power. Cool. So I am Chantal Gerardy, Online Business Marketing Pty Ltd. Only recently just bought that name and was lucky enough to be able to get the domain and lucky enough to also be able to get the YouTube channel. So can you believe it wasn't snagged? I can't. So this is me, BC, before children. I'm originally from South Africa. I was a school teacher. I actually taught at all-boy Christian schools. I got a diploma in personal training. I've got my advanced certificate in nutrition. Was also a Reebok kickboxing instructor, a South African water aerobics instructor, a South African triathlete. I actually placed 3rd in South Africa and 80th in the world. I was then a triathlete coach, and I worked and managed and owned health, wellness, and fitness centers in South Africa. Now, in South Africa, it was pretty easy to do. Everyone knew me. You know, when you grow up and your family knows you and your friends know you and all your school people know you, it's all great because everyone knows you. So getting clients is really, really easy. But in 2008, after I got married, my husband at the time got a job transfer to Australia. So everyone knows if a South African gets a way out, they'll take it. So we moved over here, gave up everything, paid off houses, paid off cars, paid off businesses. Came here. No one knows you, got no money. You're in a completely new place with no family support at all. And I've got 3 kids under the age of 5. So identical twin girls, Erin and Jordan, they were 4 at the time. And my youngest, Hannah, was 1. So my husband at the time, he was going to work. I was going to stay home, look after the children and live happily ever after and build up everything again. Unfortunately, in the first couple of years, he was actually made redundant twice. So whilst paying our way into the country in the middle of that process, he's now unemployed. We've got absolutely no Centrelink, and we didn't even have a washing machine at that time. I actually used to hand wash everything, had blisters all over my hands from doing that for the first couple of years we were here. So on the right-hand side, you can see the girls. Actually, it's not now. This is probably them last year with our dogs. So I had a midlife awakening. Midlife crisis, which turned into midlife awakening. And I left my husband and I started a fitness business on the Gold Coast. So without the Botox, the big boobs, and all the other Gold Coast things that come with Gold Coast personal trainers, I grew a successful business within 2 years and then opened up a health, wellness, and fitness center. Now, in my mind, I would have this wonderful health, wellness, and fitness center. All the subcontractors would refer to each other and we would all live happily ever after. But now divorced with 3 children, and now with this massive center and all the expenses that come with it, every week that came by, none of them had money because they didn't have clients. So I started to run a weekly meetup, which was called Health, Wellness, and Fitness Entrepreneurs. And I used to run it in our body corporate, like our conference room that we had. And when I started, it was initially just for my subcontractors and anyone else in the industry who may wish to come. But what happened was everyone on the Gold Coast started to hear about how I was sharing ways that you could use social media without paying for ads to grow a successful business when you don't know anyone and you have no marketing budget. So that meetup actually didn't have health, wellness, and fitness people. It had every type of industry under the sun. And we used to have it on average around 30 people per week. So with my midlife awakening, I do what everyone else would do, and that is I jumped onto Tinder. And on Tinder, I met my partner, Sandy. And Sandy and I have actually been together now for 7.5 years. And what this taught me was that when I didn't like my husband, I really enjoyed working a lot and not seeing him very much. But what I realized when I met my partner was that I like my partner. I actually want to spend lots of time with him, which means I don't want to be working so hard and I don't want to be spending so much time online. I love to play, and balance has always been an important part for me. Health, balance, productivity, always fundamental parts of me just as a person. So here's a couple of things. Actually, that flathead, the one on the left, that's mine, just so you know, it's not his, that I caught that one. So I catch fish. I love to play. We go to Byron Bay. We do a lot of camping. We do around 20 trips per year. We go away 20 times per year. Last weekend, we're in Byron Bay. This weekend, we're going to be in Double Island Point for the weekend. We've just bought a caravan, and I'll be traveling around Australia working out of the caravan from next year. So this is really important to me, but making money is really important to me as well, because I don't have superannuation. I'm from South Africa. I don't have money. I have these 3 girls. I need to be able to make money and to live happily ever after. And as I said, I don't want to spend my life online. So I created my program, which is really a do-it-yourself program for business owners, because I found that there's many business owners out there that don't have a marketing budget, and they simply can't outsource to someone. They're doing it themselves and they just don't know how. And I've learned that if I can give them the skills, the strategies, and the systems, they can simply do it themselves. Because if someone shows you how to drive a car, it's going to be scary when you first start and you may not look forward to it, but eventually you just get in the car and you drive it. And that's what my aspiration for business owners is. So I feel that gap. So I have gone on to win multiple awards. Just recently voted 10 Australian business strategists to watch out for. I've now got 3 books on Amazon. And more importantly, a really funny picture on the right-hand side where somebody captured me on the radio pointing when he asked me a question, which you can't see when someone points on the radio. So it was quite funny. Here are some of the associations that I'm affiliated with. And I'm sorry, I will have to put Be Connected on there now too, because they're not on there. But I am affiliated with a business site, Admin's the Answer, the Association of Wall and Ceiling Association, Active and Healthy Gold Coast. I am the Block Contestants Consultant. I also contribute towards the Ultimate 48-Hour Author, Master Plumbers Association, and I'm an approved provider for the Queensland Small Business Grants, having helped over 200 people in the last couple of years with COVID. Some of my biggest achievements was my twins on the left-hand side. I bought them a car, Toyota Corolla. And the reason this was a huge achievement for me was because our first car, the ceiling was falling down. It smelled like a dead rat. It had no air conditioning and the windows didn't work. And we drove in that car for the first 2 years. So it was a massive accomplishment. Sorry, I get a bit choked up. Was being able to be in a position to be able to buy those children that car when I was able to for them. Sorry. My next massive achievement was being able to have bought a property just pre-COVID. So pre-COVID, being able to put myself into a position to be able to do it. And this is about investing in myself and my ability to do my marketing better and to do it by myself and without having to outsource it or to be able to pay or gamble on ads. So here's some of the problems that I found, and you may recognize some of them, okay? People don't have time to play anymore. They have this constant stress of having to get more customers. They have technology overwhelm. They have decision-making clarity. They don't know whether or not to do this or to do that. They don't have feedback to ask someone, is this right? Am I doing this right? Am I using the right thing? And they just don't have accountability, someone to answer to. It just feels like consistent hard work. And when there's no work, there's no pay, which is very, very stressful for business owners. There's also the ongoing need for consistent creative content. So there's a smart way to do things. And seriously, this is the formula. If you develop your skills at what you do, if you develop your skills in content marketing and running your marketing and doing your emails, you can do it. If a non-techie person who does not like being online can learn how to do it, you can do it. Number 2, you have to have a strategy. What I worked out is that in order to pay the bills, I couldn't just be consistent and visible, because everyone tells you be consistent, be visible, but be consistent at what? And be visible to who, how, when, and how does that pay the bills? For me, it's around having a strategy, an income producing strategy, which means putting into place funnels. Number 3, it's about having the right systems in place, because like I know a lady who has about 3 manual processes that she was doing, and we've been able to automate all those processes, which means she can now spend more time with her children. Your time management is incredibly important. And again, I probably get that from my discipline of being a triathlete. You constantly need the right people around you, like this community. You need the right support. You have to have a marketing strategy. You cannot just be winging it every day when you wake up. You need a content plan. What is your overall content plan that you're going to put out that fulfills your strategy? And then you can simply rinse and repeat once you have it done. So there are simple online solutions. You have to ongoingly be able to get hot leads and on repeat. You constantly are needing more calls and inquiries, right? You constantly need to grow your following, your fans and your subscribers. You need to be consistently building your email lists. You need consistent content. You need consistent campaigns. So campaigns are different to content. Campaigns are like Black Friday. That's a campaign. Content is just content to support your campaigns. You need engagement. You have to be sending people to your website to build your website traffic, and you've got to rank on Google. So what are the things that you can do in order to be able to not have to pay for ads and live happily ever after? So this is literally what I would do when I work with my clients. Firstly, you've got to be able to come up with a desirable offer that an audience will actually buy. And so many people fall flat when it comes to this, because it sounds nice to them, but not so nice to your actual audience. This works for B2B and to C, especially niche-based businesses that have a point of difference, and we'll always find one. And it's really important that you have clarity in your branding and who your audience is. You then have to be able to create compelling content on relevant socials, Google and email. And so many people are not utilizing Google My Business like they should be. Number 3 is you have to have a leads and inquiry strategy. You can't just say, well, my website's there, my contact us form there, people can book a call, so now I just want them to. You have to be able to point people to that through your content or through funnels or through webinars in order to be able to get them into that process of booking a call. Examples of that are webinars, competitions, challenges, lead magnets, quizzes, free downloads, contact us form, book a call or groups. But you have to have a strategy around how you're going to point people to it. You have to have a website sales process. So people set up really good websites. Websites look absolutely great. However, if they're not congruent with your social media or your emails, when people get to the website, they get lost. So your website sales process has got to be congruent with what you do on social media and what you do in your emails, because you will lose people at every stage. So we call that the customer journey or customer mapping. And you need to go through that process and check that it is correct. And the last part is we then need to automate whatever we can automate, specifically your email sequences, things like abandoned carts, nurture sequences, first-time buyers, or even re-engagement strategies are things that you can automate. And therefore you can literally just leave them and let people flow through it. So this is what I do as a hand-holding marketing consultant. You have this amazing life and business that you want to have, and you want to get there. But on the top, you've got this complicated map with all this input from everywhere saying, go here, then go here, then go there, then go there. And you're completely overwhelmed and stressed with actually what your next move is. And you're finding it rather daunting doing it on yourself, by yourself. Or alternatively, you're down at the bottom and someone's given you a haphazard map that is half of it's torn out, or it's got different pieces inside of it. It doesn't make sense to you absolutely at all. And you're going, well, what do I do next? So you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed. Or you come to Chantal, she goes on that trip with you. She holds your hand through the process of it, helps you orientate it. It's a rocking good time, if I do say so myself. And we go through that maze of your marketing together. So as I said, consistency, visibility, there's so much more to it. You need to be making money from whatever it is that you are doing. And for me, I've got over 250 online reviews now of clients that have shared how they are actually making money from our strategies. In fact, Black Friday campaigns, they were making around $8,000 a day. These are just some of the industries that I've had the pleasure of assisting. And just an overview of some of the products and services that I offer. So I either work with you 8 weeks where we go over, audit all your funnels, and I give you the roadmap. Or we go over it 5 months where I help you actually set it up and I'll hold your hand through the process of setting it up. Or I've got my VIPP program, which is a monthly one-on-one and a weekly mastermind, where we go through and map out your content every single month together and look at your lead generation and your strategies and your email marketing month to month. I also offer done for you service, which was actually brought about through the government grants, because the government asked us, the Queensland government asked us, could you also do the system and setups? So I actually allow you to work with my Australian virtual assistants, and we do the strategy, I project manage them, and they actually set it all up for you. And we call that business in a box. We do run social media for you, but we're not Filipinos. We're here, we're in Australia. So if you're looking for Philippine prices, we're not that, because we are English speaking and we are strategy focused. And you can also use my VAs for some of your content. So for example, we upload some of our clients' videos into YouTube. Then we create a blog out of that. Then we put them out on social media, send them out in a newsletter. Just an example of one of the tasks that we can do. So that's just a little bit about me. Any questions?
Anyone with any questions? Jason.
It's not a question. It's a comment. And your passion, your why, your drive really spoke to me. The way you sort of lost it when you were talking about the girls. It touched me, and I'm not one of these arty-farty kinesthetic people, but I got it. And you were talking about, you know, the drive and the passion, and you were talking about when you came over here, nobody knew you, and wherever I look, you're there. And I hate to say this in front of everybody else in the room, but you're the sort of you're the perfect Be Connected World person, because you're doing exactly what it is we're trying to do. You're getting out there, you're helping other people, you have a passion, you have a reason, and I take my hat off to you. And I really think sports plays a massive part in passion. I know that Jeanette was very heavily involved in swimming at a younger age, and you were into. I think it just drills. It just creates a routine, and you know what that needs to be done. And I just want to say that was an absolutely amazing presentation. Thank you, Chantal.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I'm glad you see me online. That's awesome, because I spend very little time online. I don't like it at all. I'm an online marketing strategist that will find the easiest and quickest way to spend as little time online as possible.
Yeah, I've got a teaching degree, and I hate kids.
Oh, scary, isn't it? Well, Laurie's said she's got tradies working in the background, so obviously noise there. But she said that she's worked with you, Chantal, in the past, and she's found you absolutely great. So
yeah, thanks so much, Laurie.
That's the whole thing, is if you haven't got the passion, if you're not there working with other people, if you're just there for yourself, you're not going to achieve anything. You have to build those relationships and everything else. And we can see here, as Jason has said, in the way that you speak, how strongly that is with you.